The noon hour of madness and mayhem powered by Jalisco's, the podcast.
Victor, I have a question for you since you essentially grew up in the 90s.
Yeah, pretty much, I guess.
I saw this post on r/90s on Reddit. You see these rainbow-colored folders. One's red, another one's orange, goes down the line.
Yeah,
it's not like a rainbow folder, okay?
No, you've got 6 different folders: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple.
But which
indigo.
one what color folder is math?
I would use red because math makes me mad, and I hated that in school.
That's what people were saying on
Really?
Reddit. I would go for purple. For some
Really?
reason, that one just draws me to it.
I don't know what it
Red
is.
I would use for like English. Orange I would use for science. I don't know.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I mean, when I think back to school, I liked English class. I always thought that one was good. But I did not like math once I got past about, 6th grade.
Yeah, in 5th grade, I was really good at spelling. I'm extremely good at spelling. Even in 5th grade, I was really good at memorizing the states and capitals and the abbreviations and all that. I was ahead of the whole class when it came to the whole, because I think you in 5th grade, was that implemented for you? Like, was that a big part of the 5th grade curriculum?
That's a long time ago, Peaches. I don't know, but I do know that in the spelling bees and stuff, I always did pretty good. I was pretty good at spelling.
Spell onomatopoeia, Victor.
But now I'm old and dumb and forgetful, and I can't spell as good as I did when I was younger, because I'll find myself going, I'm just going to type this in wrong and let spell check tell me the right way to do it.
I don't think kids even have pencil boxes anymore. I used to have the cool Vault pencil box, and I still have one on my desk back at home. It's almost like a safe. You can get a key and lock it if you want to.
Oh, well, we just had crappy plastic things or these little zip-up pouches, stuff like that.
The teacher would provide it for the most part, wouldn't they? Yeah, something like that. Oh, in 5th grade, I had this teacher named Miss Kwok, and she had a thick accent, and some spelling test, or she would conduct the spelling tests, and I would do horrible on them because I didn't understand what she was saying. She would say like bother, but it sounded like she said brother or something like that. No, I think it was the opposite.
That's not really fair to the students.
No,
though.
it's not.
Yeah,
it's not her fault either. She's just from a different country.
Well, you got to learn to enunciate for dumb kids. But yeah, once we started having to do algebra, I was like, this seems pointless. Why are we doing this?
Definitely.
And as I've grown up and worked in a variety of industries, I don't think most people use that.
Is high school biology essential?
No.
No, it's not.
It's not.
They got rid of the stuff that is essential, like auto shop, wood shop.
That stuff would be handy.
Look at Jade. I mean, he's building decks.
Yeah, those were not required classes when I was in school, but I would think an auto class is
definitely essential.
Definitely
you break down the side of the road.
Yeah.
Who's coming to help?
Definitely more important than a biology class. I mean, and I enjoyed the science classes because I liked learning that stuff. But as far as important things, why not teach people about regular adulting, how to finance a house,
how to do your taxes,
like that, how to do your taxes. I mean, I remember just being so confused in economics class because we're learning these complex things about how money works, especially, and how the economy works.
That's only if you want to get into finance.
Yeah, and it was like really complex and baffling to me personally. Maybe some people it was easy to pick up on, but yeah, why not? Let's go a little bit more basic here and basic financing. Things like that. Investments. Like I always tell young people, if I had gotten a retirement plan set up when I was 18 and just started putting like $100 in it every month when I was 18. Do you know how much money I'd have invested right now just in an IRA or something like that?
A Roth IRA is perfect.
Yeah.
For that one day you turn 55 and magically you get access to all of this money tax-free.
Yeah, dude. Nobody told me about that, at least as far as I recall, in school. And so I didn't get into any kind of retirement stuff till I was well into my 30s. And so I'm going to have to work till I'm like 70 to hopefully, I don't even think I'll live that long. I don't have a lot of hope.
Your parents didn't say anything about like, hey, you should start a retirement fund?
No.
That's weird because my dad was all about that. Start early.
Yeah, no. And that's why I've told my kids, start early. Taryn's doing a good job. She's got some money in stocks.
She's better than me. She's a homeowner in Phoenix, Arizona.
She's killing it. She's doing great. So I'm so proud of the kids. They're way, way better off than I was.
But you set them
age.
up that way, so good job.
Well, yeah, I learned a lot as I got older, and I made tons of mistakes in life. And so anything I can pass on, like I know we got young people listening right now, and even if you're like, in your 30s. It's never too late. Invest. I've watched my retirement, grow because the stock market's been killing it. The economy's doing really well. So my retirement, even though I haven't been putting into it for more than a few years, it's already looking pretty good.
Part of me is really wanting to just take some money out of there. Take some money to pay off the car.
I could pay off some debt if I did,
I'm going to pay off the entire car.
I'd regret it later. So,
can even taxes come around?
Yeah. So I don't know why that stuff's not really taught in school, but
maybe we should do that as a segment.
So I would take
Victor teaches economics on the air.
Most of the classes from high school, I think back on, I would put them all in a brown folder.
The noon hour of Madness and Mayhem, powered by Jalisco's. I am Peaches.
I'm Victor Wilt. So yesterday, Peaches, I saw a post, I think it might have been in Life in Idaho Falls, maybe Life in Pocatello, where whoever owns the Airbnb that Post Malone stayed at used that as an opportunity to, advertise their Airbnb. Hey, you want to sleep like a rock star? You want to stay where Post Malone lived? Here,
I thought they would have gone creepy with it and said, you want to sleep where Post Malone slept?
Well, yeah, they kind of essentially did. And I was just wondering your thoughts on this. For some reason, it just kind of rubbed me wrong. Like, they didn't give out the address. He's not there now, but
they'll use it to charge more.
Potentially.
That's the only benefit for them.
I mean, I looked at it looks like an awesome place. I mean, there's not very many houses around here that have a pool because look outside.
Right.
You can't use a pool aside from like 3 months out of the year, but it was a huge place, had pool table and all, really fancy. And so I get it. Like it's a great way to market your place, but at the same time, it seems kind of wrong to go, hey, Post Malone was here. I don't know. Even though
you got to treat them like a regular person. The whole celebrity worship thing I mentioned it on my afternoon show about how like it's there's a whole survey about how you show signs of lower intelligence if you worship a celebrity. Now, I do admire a lot of celebrities.
Yeah,
but I'm not going to follow them around or post like, oh, Shaquille O'Neal once stood here, like what TMZ was doing for their tours and stuff.
I don't know. People can get a little bit too obsessed. And I'm not saying that the people running this Airbnb are being obsessive. I
call them out by name.
No, and I do think it's good marketing. I don't know what I'd do if I was in their shoes, but it just seemed a little weird to me. Even though, he's not. It's not like he's there and they're like, hey, if you can figure out where the house is, he's sitting there right now. He'd already left, but if I was him, I wouldn't. I don't know if I'd go back to that same place afterward.
It sucks he didn't come here. Like, I was real upset that he didn't at least acknowledge us or something.
Well,
I'm just messing. Of course, he's not going to do anything.
One of these days, we're going to get him in here. I'm going to figure out the right people to.
He's on a whole other level of fame.
Dude, he's like one of the biggest stars in the world.
There has to be some reason for him to be here. I don't think he's just chilling.
No, he was hunting.
Yeah.
That's what I'd read. He'd gone hunting. And
sure.
They said he was hunting in the Aberdeen area, and I'm like, man, my uncle owns land out there in Springfield. Hey, Post, you want, go stay on the Anderson Ranch. Hit me up, buddy.
I did watch a short this morning. I was going to send it over to you. I think Joe Rogan was trying to get why do you want to live in Utah? Because Post Malone was on his podcast, and Post Malone's like, I just hate LA, and everyone from Utah is nice, and
people from Utah are nice.
Compared to LA, anybody's great.
Good. That's one of the best things about around here. There's a lot of things to not like, but people are really friendly.
Just not on Facebook.
Just not on Facebook, but you talk to those same people in person, they're going to be really nice.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't blame him for, I don't know, Utah's not where I would live, but he's probably up high enough outside of town that he doesn't deal with things like the crappy pollution and inversions that happen during the winter.
He has his compound.
Yeah, exactly. So he's probably sitting pretty good.
And I don't think he'll ever leave. I think he just he still owns that Raising Cane's, doesn't he?
Does he own it?
I thought he did.
I mean, I guess
all his outfits are inside, and it's all
and he put
out for him.
The truck from his new album. I put that truck out front.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's cool that we've got a big, a celebrity of that level.
And he's one of the nicest dudes out there.
That's why I want to meet him. There's, very few celebrities that I see that I'm like, I would want to hang out with that person.
Now, I have to admit that when we did the whole, which celebrity do you think smells bad?
You did say Post Malone.
I did say Post Malone.
I bet he doesn't smell bad, though. Maybe after a few days hunting.
Well, yeah, maybe now he smells better, but in his up-and-coming days, you're telling me that guy didn't smell at least one part bad?
Well, see, you're talking about particular smells that maybe some people like that smell, Peaches.
Well, him and Jelly Roll look like they would smell.
I think they have a certain California-esque smell to them.
The California air freshener. That's what we should call it. What do you have over there, Victor?
Well, did you talk about the flat earther who went to Antarctica yesterday?
No.
Okay. So this guy is a very popular social media flat earther, Jaron Campanella. And he wanted to prove to everybody that the flat earth is legit, that's the truth. So this guy took a 9,000-mile journey to Antarctica so he could see if the sun really stays in the sky for 24 hours at certain times of the year, something that wouldn't happen if we had a flat earth. It would just not be possible. So this guy, he goes to Antarctica, again, 9,000 miles, and it cost him $38,000 to make the trip. And he goes there, and he finds out,
no kidding,
that the world is not flat.
There was a few people that
had to tell his YouTube fans and such, like, hey, I was wrong.
There was a few people that did a full-on thing of, let's see if the Earth's actually flat. Let's put our phones or something like that on tripods and have one be farther away than the other. And turns out, they weren't even at all. They were sort of tilted.
Oh.
So it was something like that. It was a very intense experience or experiment to where they got proven wrong big time. And then you see them sitting there looking all dumbfounded.
Yeah, a good conspiracy theory has some kind of reason for it, some kind of agenda. And that's what I've always tried to figure out with the flat earth theory. Why, if that's the truth, would they lie to us about it? Who does it benefit for us to think the world is a sphere?
Yeah, who is the person that started that whole flat earth conspiracy? Because it didn't come popular till I think 2016 when Kyrie Irving, the NBA player, was like, I believe that Earth is flat. And then Shaq was like, you're a dummy. Or no, Shaq also said in the beginning too, I think I partially believe him or something like there was some weird thing happening then, and more people got into that whole flat earth conspiracy.
Yeah, it was a very weird one to pop up because, I used to read into a lot of conspiracy theories for fun, and they always had, like I said, some kind of agenda, this gives more power to these people, or, it covers up the truth that would, result in an uprising if people found out. But, if the world's flat, okay. I didn't know what are they hiding, I don't know. I think just people, especially during the pandemic, they got a little bit bored and started watching and reading weird things online. And, when you're already disheveled from being locked in your house for months on end and not really going out in public, I think that it just, the whole pandemic itself did some things to kind of warp people's minds. And yeah, I've seen a definite shift in, the way people think about science and things like that.
I think that's what the flat earthers were trying to get at, because I just asked ChatGPT, what do you think the origin is or the motive is behind the flat earth conspiracy?
Yeah.
Number one, distrust of authority.
Okay.
We're not supposed to believe scientists or what the government tells us is true.
Yeah, and it's okay, you can find things to... critique the government on, there's lots of it, and they do a lot of shady things, but those are the things we should be focusing on, things with, some proof and that we can fix, if the world was flat and suddenly everybody knew that, it wouldn't even really change anything, other than I can't believe that the world is flat. I don't think there'd be a massive public uproar. It's not like we've been lied to about everything. I don't know. It's just the weirdest.
There'd be a lot of people
theory.
trying to go on sea expeditions, and they would try to find out if they fall off the end or if there's some hidden monster land that the government's trying to hide.
I thought it was a big ice wall like Game of Thrones.
There's just a big end of the world type of you can't pass this.
A big ice wall holding all the water in. I don't know. It's just so strange.
It's like the end of the Minecraft map, something like that.
But I'll give this guy props. He went all out. He took a journey. He spent $38,000.
But what's going to happen to his channel?
I don't know.
Like, is he going to now become like, I am now reborn as a normal earther?
I wonder if the article says what he's going to do now.
What's his name again? Jaron Campanella?
That sounds right. Jaron Campanella, Jeran. And I don't know what he's going to do, but he's acknowledged that the world is a sphere. So, yeah.
I looked up Jaron Campanella on YouTube, and there's nothing.
I wonder where maybe he's not a YouTuber.
I see La Campanella, the famous classical piece, but Jaron Campanella does not pop up with anything.
Oh, maybe he's not very, I mean.
Maybe he
how big of a
deleted
following?
His channel.
Actually, you might be right, Peaches. That could be it.
Maybe he just wanted to be seen as a dummy and was like, all right, let's pretend I was never on the internet.
Sometimes you got to wipe the slate clean and start over.
Wrapping up the noon hour of Madness and Mayhem, powered by Jalisco's. I am Peaches.
I'm Victor Wilt. I briefly mentioned the days of the pandemic earlier, Peaches.
How dare you bring up the forbidden 2020 year?
Yeah, well.
Don't you mean pandemic, Victor? Tinfoil hat.
Geez.
Tinfoil hat.
The world's flat. Okay. During the last few years, I've pointed out a few times that there were people who took advantage of the COVID-19 relief funds. The PPP loans and things like that.
Didn't I see like
there's a lot of bands.
Shinedown, one of them in Lincoln Park. I saw that article yesterday.
Currently under investigation, or at least being looked into by the federal government for using these funds inappropriately.
Taylor Barber, scamming people back in the day for vocal lessons.
Yeah.
Shinedown went, hold my beer.
Exactly.
We're joining the Hawktua girl in jail.
So among some of the figures of musicians, or that was a terribly put sentence there. Anyway, among the bands who are being looked at, you got Slipknot.
Wow.
$9.7 million that they're looking at. How did you spend it? Korn, $5.3 million. Nickelback, $2 million. Other artists being named. We talked about Post Malone earlier.
Ooh.
Lil Wayne.
Maybe the Airbnb owners were okay with what they did.
Lil Wayne, Chris Brown, Smashing Pumpkins.
Death in December.
Alice in Chains, Shinedown. Man. I like all those bands, but
Take them out of the playlist. They're troublemakers now, Victor. Get them out.
I do want to see anybody who takes advantage of government funding like that.
Hey, look at all those people during 2020 with the stimulus checks.
Yeah, I mean,
and like
the average person barely got anything for a stimulus check.
There are some people in my life that they got let go from their job because of COVID and they were making bank. And I mean, tons of money with those stimulus checks, like every 2 weeks.
Well, that's unemployment. The unemployment.
I've been taking advantage of that system to then spend money lavishly on.
So if you were getting
big time dinners,
unemployment plus a stimulus check whenever we got those.
What one of them was doing at least.
Yeah. I mean, I do think that these kind of things need to be investigated because, there were lots of companies that it sure seemed like were engaged in shady business or, using those funds incorrectly. And a lot of people have had to pay them back that had these things just forgiven.
I just saw the Hawktua girl got sued because of the whole the whole coin thing that she did.
And I know we've talked about the Hawktua girl a lot. I was like, yeah, I'd be on her podcast. Don't be greedy. She was doing great for herself.
She was everybody was supporting her in the beginning because she was like putting all this money towards the animal shelters in her area, and she was really caring about spreading the wealth.
Exactly. And then to turn around and who knows, it could have just been the people around her that were like, hey, this is a great idea. Let's implement this. But
she's a young girl.
Yeah.
She's very naive with the whole fame situation. It all came so quickly.
Exactly. So I'm sure she's got, these yes men around her.
But I'm sure
she's a lot of ideas.
They're making her famous. She's a Hollywood plant.
And I don't think she's a plant. I think she got lucky. And I don't know enough about the Ice Spice story to
Oh, she's talentless. She's horrible.
Well, people seem to like her. They're listening to her music. But
well, not anymore. She went way down.
Yeah?
Way down compared to before.
I was never into that.
Oh, come on. I knew you were twerking to some of her hits at your house.
Now, don't give away that I enjoy twerking, Peaches. That's my business. All right?
I'm clipping that.
All right. I need to start my OnlyFans, but,
Whoa! You said the forbidden website name.
Well, what's funny is there are a lot of people who just put up random videos that aren't inappropriate on OnlyFans.
Of course they do.
Yeah.
It was meant for people to, it's almost like Patreon. Support the podcast, support this. But then, the one girl was like, watch this. And then, that one girl made $45 million this year.
Yeah.
She's made more than most athletes.
Yeah, if I'd, started one, it would be, hey, here's me yapping about some stuff. It's not like I'm going to be waving my feet around.
The Forbidden Victor Wilt show. See, that might get you some money.
That might.
If you all of a sudden actually went full on, these are my beliefs explicitly, let's dive into it.
The Victor Wilt Uncensored?
Yeah.
I still, and then the bosses, I'd be like, you have to subscribe if you want to see what I'm saying. Give me $10 a month.
But you make them pay more? If you're Jay Davis, you pay $10K.
Yeah, sorry, you're not part of the founding team here.
You see him begging the big boss, we need to pay that big amount of money to find out what he's saying.
We gotta know!
But then they pay and you find out it's not really.
It's just super tame.
It's just Victor talking about his cats.
Exactly. That's just me. Dude, cat videos. I bet I could sell videos of Lucy and make some money.
Oh, of
She's
course.
cute.
There you go.
That's my OnlyFans. It's going to be cat videos.
The noon hour of madness and mayhem powered by Jalisco's is a production of Riverbend Media Group. For more information... Oh, wow, I swallowed my spit wrong while I was still talking. That's funny. All right. Okay, where was I? Oh, for more information or to contact the show, visit riverbendmediagroup.com.